Yeah, that's like a monster, man. That's something else.
Yeah, like the robot.
Did they interview him too? What's his?
Yeah, he's on the show. I forgot what it's called. Extreme Sisters. That's it. Something like that.
Extreme
Sisters.
Oh,
yes.
You've never seen sisters like that.
Extremes. I mean, yeah, if they do everything,
everything.
They like that's
what was his like input?
Do
you remember?
You act as though I've been watching it from the beginning. I have the TV on sometimes.
Here's another one.
Like, what is this?
Here's another one. What if one of them gets horribly sick, and the other one as well?
She's probably gonna.
She's
probably gonna make herself sick or behave in the same fashion.
They need to be treated in a facility because they've been missing so much life. I mean,
listen, they got boob job. They living now. Don't get me wrong. They're not just like.
I mean, yeah, that's one way to live
out there. Yeah.
I just feel like that would be only two women could do that. Two guys could not do that. And I don't even mean speaking mansplaining. I'm just saying there's no way the society would allow two guys, able bodies, to do that. Two guys ain't showing up to one job. And it's not they're clearly not two black girls either.
No, yeah. But then they have these other twins who are pretty close, but not as intense as these others. One is married, I think, to. Okay, all right. They're two twin women are with a set of twin men, right? And so the twin men, one of them is married to the guy, and the other one, the guy's kind of like dragging his feet about getting engaged to the other twin. So the other twin,
he's the evil twin,
right? But these twin sisters want to live in the same house. They want both.
They get to hell.
And the guys are like, no. I'm, he has his house. I'm gonna have my house. That's them. Yeah, that's them. That's them. That's the Extreme Sisters. Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Annie and Lucy's boyfriend. You don't get to see Tom Ward, bro.
He doesn't.
They just look like it's you just become their pet because they clearly they're a hive mind. So it's whatever they want to do, you can't psychologically argue against one. They're in unison. Like you're outmatched there. Now if he brought his brother along and was like, if you do that, then you gotta date. I have to have another person here, or then it would balance it out. But right now,
I don't. Yeah,
he thinks he's winning, but I speculate he's their pet. In my opinion, you're their OCD pet.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
Only in America, Don King style.
At least the TV show is.
No,
they're here. They're here too. No, are they in Australia? I can't remember.
They might be in Australia. Maybe in Australia they do it too.
Great show. Can't wait to see what comes next. It's good so far.
Great show.
Was that my review?
That was
10 review.
The producer wrote that.
Most people did not find it helpful.
Yeah, 2 people found it helpful.
6 people said it wasn't helpful.
I mean, what's helpful about that? Learning how come on, man.
Yeah, it's just good fun TV. Reality.
I know it'll be a fun. You know what else would be a fun show?
What?
A reality show where you swap your significant other for some kind of animal, but you don't have to do any sexual things. You just have to live with that animal.
Now, when you say you don't have to do any sexual things, are you saying that like you can't, or it's like if you don't want to?
If you don't want
animals into it.
If you don't want
animals into it.
People had to come to a drink.
Like I'm just saying, we might as well. If that's where we're going with reality TV anyway. Somebody should pitch that as a reality show. Really, like honestly. See
Yeah,
what
I
happens.
like the idea. I think that the spouse should still have to call the animal their partner's name and is treated like they've never left.
Yep.
If they're going to a restaurant, they gotta
Or a better idea, if they had trained monkeys, you had to swap your spouse out with a trained monkey for like a month.
A
That
month.
and that monkey knew how to do the basic task, but you have to call that monkey your significant other. You had to sleep in the same room, not in the same beds, but like you have to live with them, and it's yeah.
What would be like? Are you trying to win money? Like, what's the purpose? Are you just trying to better yourself as a person? What's the goal of this show?
My in my head, it sounds like these are people that would have they're like on the brink of separation, and they're coming and they're like, we want to know if it's better to stay or go. Well, I'm going to replace my boyfriend this week with a monkey,
What a monkey.
and if I have more fun with this monkey, then my boyfriend and I'm going to go. At the end, you have the monkey dressed in the tux, got a man dressed in the tux. They stand there and you give the monkey or the man a flower.
Amici, I have a question for you. What was the point of wife swap?
I don't think there was
a show that went on for
Yeah, I don't know.
16
Well,
years.
to prove your wife was better than some other wife.
Then that's the same goal. The same goal.
Yeah.
Is your spouse better than a monkey?
That we train to be a really good significant other. So you are competing with a monkey, essentially. Two people are like, ooh, like how's it going? Oh, we're having dinner. We had such a great time. Laughed at my jokes, watched the movie. Now she's showing me, that she can swing from the light to the cabinet. We're playing a little, different games.
Where does the displaced spouse go? Like, where do you go? Do you go to
the animal crate? To the animal cage.
To the animal cage. No, they have to also go with the monkey. So they have their own monkey. You have your own monkey. So a guy would have
everybody has.
They have their own monkey. They have
and so the only way that this is fair is if they're both on an island, because you can't have one person stay in the house and another person go to a different house. It's not so they both
I'm thinking
go to an island.
I'm thinking more like I'm thinking more like
show. Yeah.
I'm thinking more like these monkeys are representations of the high upper class spouse. So you get to have a luxury lifestyle, but it's with the monkey. So you stay in different mansions. The monkey is your spouse. You have all these games and things, and it's just like going through a relationship boot camp, but it's with the monkey.
I feel like you were better off with the simple premise of just switching out a spouse. Now they're in a tuxedo, staying in mansions.
We got to keep viewers, man. Viewers like money, rich people. Fashion.
I feel like the spouse would just be like, all right, monkey, you go that direction. Do what you want to do. That side of the mansion. I'm going to be in this side of the mansion.
Yeah.
So you're saying if they were on an island, they would have to work together more, which would be more entertaining?
I'm saying that they would have a domicile, but it'll be a lot smaller. It wouldn't be a mansion. It'd be a reasonable size residence.
You couldn't escape the monkey. You gotta interact.
You gotta interact. So you gotta use a restroom in the room with the monkey, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I think that would be a hit show. I would watch it.
Well, it really makes you focus on what's important in your partner, right? Do you want the camaraderie? You want the communication? Or are you very task driven? If the trash gets put out, all of those things making you happy, minus the conversation and the and the other parts. Or did you miss having somebody to talk to music?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the first time you guys get in the fight and you're like, never had this problem with the monkey?
That's my point. I never had to ask the monkey to do this or this or this. But my
Monkey
point is,
never yelled at me like that.
some things a monkey can do.
But you know what? We assume that the monkey doesn't have like some requirements and expectations in this relationship. The monkey might not like it. The monkey might be angry because I just thought about like a monkey fighting a human, and that's the show I watch because I like.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Wouldn't it
Monkey
be
versus
terrible?
human.
Monkey versus monkeys. I mean, that actually would be interesting. Depending on if it was like UFC fight versus monkey, angry monkey. Oh, I would pay for that. I would pay to see a highly trained fighter go up against a highly aggressive, capable monkey in a cage. Oh man, that's another universe. But no, like in my opinion, like I think it would isolate certain things you value with the spouse, right? Like if this monkey can do everything I need to get done in my house, and I realize I don't have the connection, you would go back to the relationship going, oh, I realize this stuff could possibly be automated, right? I value this thing, other. If you're too social and you don't get anything, and the monkey is doing everything you want, but it also can show you how it flips. You would have to do activities with the monkey because, like you said, the monkey has needs. So there is some kind of intimacy you have to do. You have to teach it something or take it on a walk or let it go climb something, Go on a date with the monkey. That would be one requirement. You have to go to a fancy date with the monkey. I'd want to see the monkey dressed up in fancy clothes like a human. That would a monkey with lipstick and on, a wig and dress and heels, and they just oh, I would die. Tell me that would be a show you would watch, or at least you would check out to see
what
it's about.
Check it out, because you would see and you'd be like, "There's no way this is a real thing. I gotta see it's a real thing."
And I would call the show Jungle Fever.
You can't call
Jungle
it Jungle
Fever.
I would call it Jungle Fever.
Oh, Jungle Fever. I heard Jungle.
Why not? Why not?
Andy, why does juggle make more sense?
I don't know. I was thinking juggling houses, like switching houses. Jungle Fever. I was like, okay. Yeah.
Juggle Fever.
We switched your husband with the macaw. Wait, ain't that a bird? What's the monkey? Let's see.
Or like an orangutan. Imagine like just the different monkeys you have. The one with
They're
the long nose.
Orangutans are zaddies. That's like the dad bod.
The dad bod. That's one that you give a spouse that has like a really ripped, healthy, significant other. You give them the orangutan with the dad bod.
I can see him in like and all out. It's just sitting there.
Give him the tank top and white beater.
If it wasn't monkeys, I think the spouse needs to fill out some sort of personality quiz and they match it to an animal that is the most alike in their quiz. Like, you got a turtle. Oh, okay. Nice docile spouse. And they're like, yeah, you put a cell phone in front of this turtle, it's pretty much just like having my spouse here.
Yeah.
Jungle Fever. There it is.
You got a alpaca.
Oh, those are so
Barely know what an alpaca is. Will it fit in the house?
It's like a llama kind of thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Side note, that thing of alpacas, I was walking around the corner. It's a farm around the corner of my house, and they have sheep, cows, dogs, chickens. Well, I was walking Zion, and I was showing him the sheep. I was like, "Oh, look, it's a sheep," and he's like getting excited, and the sheep starts peeing, which looks like it's coming out of his butt. And that wasn't the strange thing. The strange thing is it literally took him 7 minutes to pee. we stood there because I was like, because Zion seemed intrigued by it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll let them finish. You can see the nature. Didn't stop. I mean, it was going strong, going, go. I'm like, did this sheep just come like get off the plane or a bus or something? It's like, what the hell is wrong with this sheep? Like, what is going on? I mean, I've never seen nothing like that. I wish I would have recorded it. It was one of those like no one's gonna believe me.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do wish you recorded it.
At least recorded like a minute of it to show people, but it was extremely long.
And you guys stood there the whole time.
Yeah, because after about 2 or 3 minutes, you're like, this gotta stop sometime.
You gotta see where it ends, right? You can't
see where it ends. You gotta see the sheep get smaller as it's peeing. I'm like, I gotta see this. This is strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said the farm is around the corner?
Mm-hmm. Around the corner.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a private land. It was bought years ago. And the owner, I guess one part of it he sold. That's the farm. The other parts of it he broke up and sold to some of his partners. So there's these crazy houses around the corner. And if you walk past that, you'll see this long street that's nothing but a farm. And apparently it's been in that family probably since the Make America Great Again days, you know.
Yep, the good old days. So we all live in Texas.
Yeah.
And there, if you drive around, you're bound to see cows and stuff and land just like kind of sprinkled throughout the city.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think people have those cows and stuff? Are they selling the milk?
Yeah, I think
to who in this day and age?
Sometimes they sell the steer and stuff that they have. Sometimes if they have chickens, they get eggs. If they can reproduce them, they could sell them. Some of them.
To who though? Who's buying these eggs? Farmers markets?
People.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, some people they know they eat them themselves. You know, if you think about 3 or 4 family members or families in the house, that's enough to, you know, give enough eggs to for whatever you have, right? Like I don't know about you guys, but like our family goes through eggs. And then I guess they just sell them or they just.
I think it's a lifestyle choice. Like, you know, some people are into whatever you're into, sports or whatever. And some people are just into animal husbandry or the farm living, or not. I don't even want to say farm living, just kind of taking care of animals, because most of them don't live where the animals are. You know, a lot of people have, you know, whatever they have somewhere else. But, you know, we got these rodeoers. I don't want to say rodeoers, the people who do trail rides and ride horses too. That's their thing. That's what they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it goes in the category of like sportsmen. Like you got your hunter,
right.
You got your fishermen, and you got the people who want to have some cows and some horses.
Yeah, I would love to get some horses and or a bull just to look at them.
See, just to look at them.
I want to teach my kids how to ride them. But it's different if it's your horse. It's just like, you know, people have dogs. You could look at someone else's dog. It's better to have your dog in a relationship. And I want a bull, I want a horse, just so I can name them, just so I go out there, you know, do what I want to do with them, and then I'm done with it. You know?
But they require so much work. It's not like you know, dogs are pretty low frill. That keeping a horse, that's money. That's time. Yeah, that's a lot of time. My father was into that, and as you see from my face, I was not. He was.
What did he do with
horses? He owned horses. He'd ride it. But you know, mainly it was to my impression. It was like to socialize with other people who like horses. Because they'd all keep their horses at the stable and they talk about horses and they, you know, go out there and talk about what you got to do to take care. It was something to do because that's what he was used to. He liked, you know, outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
He bought a pony, they had a Shetland pony, and my brother said it was for him. I think it was for us, but my brother always said it was his horse. And so my brother would ride it. I didn't ride anything. The other horse was too tall, too high. I wasn't getting on that. And the Shetland pony was probably about my height and my size. I tried riding it once. She bucked me off. I hit the ground. So I was done
So
with that.
that's why you don't like horses.
No, I don't. I didn't say I don't like horses. I'm just saying I'm not into that life. I don't want that kind of life. You know, that it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of money, a lot of and then he owned pig. He had pigs. Another time,
I would get a pig. I want one that lives in my house though. One of those little teacup pigs.
Oh, teacup pig.
Mm-hmm.
Put in your little shirt pocket.
I'm gonna name him Master P. Get him a little necklace, you know, all that stuff. I heard they're smart. I heard they're really easy to domesticate, but my wife can't get over the pig part.
Yeah, they smell.
Well,
I don't know about those teapot. I don't know about those. I'm talking about the ones.
I mean, yeah, anything that lays in its own shit and mud is gonna stink.
Mm-hmm.
My teacup pig is gonna have some of the finest bedding, linens that exists, man. This is a first class pig.
Let's do a little improv off of that. This is a show where we do improv. I know I didn't introduce anything about what this is, but let's hop into it. We cut to a knock on John's bedroom door. Hey, Dad.
Yes, son.
Me and my brothers and sisters we kind of want to talk to you about something that's been bothering us. I feel like since you got your little pig, you've been treating it better than us. We saw the bed you got it. It's a queen size bed for a teacup pig with 12,000 or 1,200 thread count sheets. It's all the wrapper in the trash. We don't.
No, it's a 12,000 count. It's 12. It is 12,000.
I thought I was wrong. I thought there's no way. There's 12,000. I can't even imagine that many threads would fit.
Yeah.
It costs $20,000.
Dad, what are you? You said we all had to share a bed.
Yeah, and we asked for sheets last Christmas, and you said there was no money.
We're using towels.
Yeah.
You see, children. Your dad didn't always have money. I had to grow up hard, talking SpaghettiOs that we had to heat up with lighters because we didn't have the money. We were broke. And I think I want you guys to feel what it's like to be broke so I can build some resiliency in my children, all right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't the pig get the
Why didn't the pig?
Well, Master P is a very special pig, okay? Master P he helps your father with his anxiety, all right? He's a support animal.
You're anxious? We were all huddled around a can of sweet peas, just passing it around using our hand warmth because we didn't even have a lighter. And what do you got to be anxious about?
Well, I was anxious. You know, I was thinking about, man, did I get all the shots for my pig? Did I make sure did I feed him the correct stuff? I want to make sure he has all the nutrients and vitamins to grow up and all that. And sometimes that can be stressful. You know, I got 3 other kids I got to worry about. So, sometimes it's just a little stressful for your dad, you know?
Sounds like the I don't know. What do you guys think? Sounds like the pig is causing this anxiety here.
All of it. And I asked a long time ago for a cool rap name How do you think it feels going to school, being named Reba McIntyre Miles? Dad, you can change my name to a cooler singer.
Name
what's
me
wrong?
a cooler singer than Reba McIntyre.
Dad, I've asked you for Missy Elliott for so
You know,
long. You got the pig got a rap name. We asked first.
Missy Elliott is a hack.
Oh,
All right. People
You
I'm
just
gonna
name
like
throw up my peas.
she put
You
on a
name
plastic
me-
trash bag and everybody want to put her in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You
Bush
named me
League.
Macy Gray Miles. She was a one-hit wonder, Dad.
But son,
She
you
didn't have no
know,
other hits.
you know what I said. That was the first thing I said when I saw you come out of your mama. You had that little baby fro that was smashed down. You look like Macy Gray. That's what I feel.
And I can't even say my name because the guy got canceled.
And
No.
scene.
Gotta watch for that nowadays. Got canceled.
Thanks.
Oh,
Good evening, Carol. Good evening.
oh, look at more. You see that?
Mm.
If you have an enemy, give him a horse. See?
Exactly.
Exactly. You think it's
So
fun?
much work.
Yeah.
I don't
Well
want
said,
to have
Marina.
that. I want someone else to take care of the horse. I just want to. You remember, like Sopranos? I'm gonna be like Ralphie off Sopranos. I just show up and collect all the benefits off the horse, all the clout, all the cameras, photos. If it won a race, I get to take the money. I get to be the face of the horse.
Mm.
I don't want to do all the hooves and all the icky stuff. I may, because
That's what it requires.
certain animals you get a bond with. You go, man, I want to take care of that animal. I want to nurse it to life. Some animals I don't mess with. Just you're not getting none from me, bro. Puppies, not puppies, baby versions of them and all that. I'm selective with that. I don't know why. I saw a baby snake the other day. Just let it sit there. I was gonna kick it in the sewer, but I felt that would be a little harsh for the baby copperhead snake.
Oh.
So where did it go?
It just stood there. I walked past it and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, what is that? And then it bunched up like it was about to like attack, but it was really small. And I'm thinking like, man, baby snakes come out of the womb ready, you know? So I was going to kick it. I was going to, kick it in the sewer just for bucking at me, right? Like,
Yeah. You don't want to get punked on the street.
I
By
don't
a baby
get punked
snake.
on the street.
Mhm.
That's going to tell all the birds and all the other animals, yo, you could try this dude. See that baby snake did? Then I thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm going to let you live. I'm going to just act like that didn't even matter. Just walk past you like I didn't see you. I'm not going to acknowledge you.
Thinking back to Marina's comment about if you have an enemy, give him a horse. It reminds me of how, how in like game shows, people win like you win a car or something. I always have to think about the maintenance on the stuff that they gift you.
Mhm.
You win a new
Yeah.
boat. It's like, oh, nice, I got a boat. Oh, wait, I got a boat.
And you have to pay taxes on it right there and then. So yeah,
That is so
Yeah.
shady.
you
man.
Criminal.
gotta pay the taxes.
And I heard there's like people that wait for those people to buy the thing from them for the tax value.
Mm.
Mhm.
So I'm like, this is all a sham, man.
Are you just watching the game show? Like, are you waiting
Yeah.
outside,
You
watching on
just
your phone?
want-
Like, what do you win? All right. Taxes on that. I pay. It's about
Mm.
15,000. I got 40. I got 15.
Yeah. Because you got to pay the
Yeah,
taxes, you got to get the thing home, and you got to maintenance it. It's probably easier to just sell it to
Sell it right
somebody
there.
and take the
Yeah.
cash.
Oh, that's crazy.
People get so wrapped up in the game show. Snap! I want a new thing. Yeah, but
You just want a new car.
it's a nice Lexus, and the oil change is going to cost you $400.
Or the fact that you win something and then expected to pay thousands of dollars in taxes for something.
Why can't they pay that for you? It's
Exactly.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me at all.
I'm sorry at all.
Yeah.
You win us filing your taxes for you. We'll take care of it. That's the next tier, the next prize. First, you win the car. If you keep winning, then we'll pay the taxes on it for you.
Speaking of the taxes, have you guys heard of the San Francisco reparations bill?
I've heard about it, but I didn't get the details. What's
I
up,
think
man?
there was a tax incentive, but from what I heard, and I'll see if that's fine, you can pull it up and share it. But apparently there's like tax benefits. There's like $5 million that they want to have either distributed through investments or other opportunities, or in some form of cash. I'm not sure about the cash part, but 5 million, you get like $97,000 a year for 250 years, which I still don't understand how that makes sense, unless they saying that a child inherits the years of income. But do they inherit their parents, or do they get both their parents money for 250 years? They only get a house. They get a house in San Francisco that is only have to pay $1 for. And then there's other tax incentives for it as well.
This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm so confused.
It doesn't, but it's a bill they're trying to move forward with in San Francisco.
Just in San Francisco.
So that's not like the Rhode Island one. I think it was Rhode Island one that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yep. I like San Francisco one better.
we moving state to state, checking out their reparations.
I'm checking out, yo. I'm checking out. I hear you. Let's talk about this reparation though. San Francisco say 5 million.
They have no plantations in San Francisco.
Yeah, but they still have a racial history in San Francisco for sure.
They do.
The gold rush was no joke. They don't talk about it a lot. A lot of people got scammed out of there. But nonetheless, I know one of the first black millionaires was in San Francisco. I think her name was Mary Ellen something. But yeah, man, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it was crazy. I was like, first of all, there's conversations about it. And second of all, we start hearing $5 million and almost $100,000 for 250 years.
What? I guess you'd have to be. We couldn't just go there.
That's crazy.
You'd have to,
But I'm sure there's some. I haven't been able to find any guidelines on what's considered like eligibility. And it made me instantly think of that Atlanta episode where those deals is enough to incentivize people for the first time in American history to want to identify as Black, because if you can meet those requirements, 5 million anywhere goes a really good way. And 5 million, I think, in San Francisco puts you in a millionaire status, even though it probably costs $3.5 million to survive there. It's still enough money for anybody to consider themselves to be Black. My question to you is: do you think there will be people applying for that? They will subvert their gripes or issues against Black people and try to identify as Black to get access to that money. CTUN, what's your thoughts?
I guess if them fighting it doesn't work, because I imagine that the first response would be to fight it vehemently.
For sure. People don't like seeing other people come up, man. They don't like it.
It's so true. You hate to see somebody leave work early.
Yeah.
It's like, sit down.
They gonna fight it just because people have gotten so used to seeing not a lot of Black millionaires that they're like, hold up, it's gonna make them feel so insecure seeing these people ball on them.
Yeah, I bet there's some people who, because there's always some people in the middle, right? They're not extremists either way. And so, with I guess the capitalist nature of our country, of course, there'd be some people who We'll try to win. Chase the bag. Get that back. No, I don't know if other people.
That's another gold. I consider that the black gold rush in California.
Black gold rush.
It's gonna be so many black people moving. San Francisco will be the next
good,
Atlanta. If it goes through, which I'm a betting man, and I would love to bet on California.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think we have reconciled everything we need to reconcile. And I just see people don't like to admit it, but America has a lot of haters, man. America has a lot of haters.
Yeah. All right.
Now, what I wish they would have added is you get anytime you want, you could take a gun wherever you want. You don't have to have a license to carry a gun. You don't have to buy. You don't have to be taxed to buy a gun. You don't have to go through an FBI clearance to buy a gun. That would be a reparation as well. They always need access to a firearm, even if they choose not to have one. I think is important. They don't talk a lot about that, at least in the black community.
So $5 million and guns? Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
People will say, well, why do you need both? Because what do you think is going to happen after all these black people got all this money? Jim Crow Part 2, right? People
can't defend these guns.
Got to defend
or
these
defend the money. I mean, I need a gun for my gun.
So then there's gonna be somebody waiting outside the city hall when black people get in there, like, I got this $5 million, but I might die. There's somebody out there, yeah, I know you don't want to die, so I'll buy that $5 million for about $3 million if you don't mind. And you don't want the hassle of protecting this and protecting your life and protecting your family's life. I'll help you out with that.
That's exactly what's going on. Somebody gonna be trying to take it.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I mean,
hope it passes. I know it's a lot of touchy topic to talk about. Forgiving and repairing the damage that has been caused to people in this country outside of the conservative group. But I hope they win it, man. I would love to just see that domino.
Hey, I'm all for
I don't expect it in Texas,
the experimentation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it on a small level and see how it works.
Right.
See if you got the money, let's see what happens. What are you worried about?
Well, that was one thing I saw. People were fighting, saying San Francisco didn't have the depth to have the budget. They have this deficit, and so they were like, "Where's this money coming from?" And I'm like, well, that's never been a problem, really, has it? It's never been. We need to protect the border. We found millions of dollars laying around to build a wall that's not even finished. To a country that could come in any other way that they want outside of the fucking wall.
Yeah, but when me and my boys show up, I'm like, hey, can we have some of that? Oh, we're fresh out of money. We used it all.
Yeah. We don't have any more money, guys.
I'm sorry.
$50 million bonus announced. Yeah.
would have definitely broke you off a piece.
Yeah. On the flip side, I don't know if y'all saw Mississippi's bill, House Bill 2020.
So I've heard very little about this, but from what I heard, there's some sort of Jim Crow 2.0 thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessarily calling it that, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to make a certain area in Jackson safe. They're calling it the Capital something district. And they want to appoint judges and police, essentially, to help protect that area. So it almost is like how the White House has its own security, its own police, its own little way of being governed. And they're trying to implement that in Mississippi. The problem with that is it does reek of Jim Crow-esque literature, right? Like Jackson State is 80% Black community. None of those judges being appointed in that are going to be representative of that population. Anytime they speak about we need to get tougher on crime in the country, specifically the South, that usually means dangerous outcome for that 80% population, right? So they're throwing a lot of things in there, and they're trying to. It's not just been passed. There are people fighting there. There are Black congressmen that are like, this is ridiculous, and they're trying to negotiate. But it just seems like, okay, let's start at Jim Crow, then let's see where we land from there, right? And that's interesting, man. I'm like, how can? At one end, you have an experimentation that's going in one direction to repair, and the other way you have a reversal, right? Where it's kind of like, let's go back to a way things were, even though the population that has the authority to do it isn't the majority represented in this area, right? That's interesting, right? I want to hear y'all thoughts on that.
It's not interesting. It's wrong. There's nothing interesting about minority rule over people who have been exercising the right to select their own leadership and their own governance. That's the whole concept of this. The people who are making that decision to appoint judges and all that live in communities where they get to select their own leaders and their own judges. There's no divinity in your position because you are so-called making something safe. Is that the language that they use to make this area safe? Or
I'm pulling it up.
That's wrong. There's nothing interesting about that. That's absolutely Jim Crow-esque and denies people the right to choose their own leadership in that area. Whatever happens, they've been doing it. Yeah, they've been doing it. They under all of these guises of thinking better for, or saying, oh, there's this problem, therefore here's the solution to it. It's not right. It's not right.
I still don't know if I fully understand what's going on, but I agree with Tandy. I think Tandy's got the right idea. It sounds like if you don't have proper representation of the population that you are looking to institute rules for, then you're not coming at it with the right context. You don't have the foundational knowledge to make these calls.
Let's check and see this video. I agree with you.
House Bill 1020 has passed the Senate, keeping the controversial bill alive.
12 News' Richard Lake joins us live from the Capitol with more on what has changed. Richard, tell us what happened today in the Senate.
Well, after nearly 3 hours of debate in the Senate did pass a bill with even more amendments this time, but they still don't have support from the Jackson delegation.
It is vastly improved from where it started, but it is still a snake, and it needs to be defeated.
We cannot get out of this session without doing something. It just would not be the right thing, because we all have a connection to Jackson.
2 amendments were adopted in the Senate's version and will now be sent back to the House for consideration. The first amendment adds the Hinds County Sheriff's Office into the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Jackson and the Department of Public Safety over the potential citywide jurisdiction increase of Capitol Police. The city now has the option to sign an MOU, but an understanding between the parties will have no impact on the increased jurisdiction of Capitol Police if 1020 is signed into law. Representative Trey Lamar, the bill's author, says he doesn't agree with the Senate completely on Capitol Police jurisdiction.
I'm not necessarily opposed to additional jurisdiction. I don't know that the exact language that the Senate chose is the best language. I think they need to have primary jurisdiction inside the CCID. If you talk to DPS, I think they'll tell you the same thing. They need to go into Rankin County or they need to go into West Jackson. They should have the ability to do that.
The Second Amendment reallocates funds originally set to be given to the District Attorney's Office, moving those funds to the Crime Lab. The bill will more than likely go to conference for more deliberation, and we could see more details soon.
I do believe the bill will end up in conference, and hopefully soon, within the next week or two. I'd love to have a final product that we can present to the body.
He didn't really talk a lot about
No.
the bill. Let me find a better one. But from that, it sounds like they want the Capitol Police to have more jurisdiction, but the Capitol Police and the court system is going to be all appointees indefinitely. So if I create a, we all knows what happens in secret police, right? But let's say I create a police, the Capitol Police that work at the Capitol building in DC can now go and start arresting people, have jurisdiction over closer to Baltimore, closer to the edges of that town. I can lock up somebody, and now their rights to having, like you said, that fair voted in person that represents the community is taken away. And of course, just the culture there doesn't speak to they're going to do that at a rate that's going to work in tandem with that community, right? It's not going to be, because whenever you start talking about safety, people's give up rights, man. You could give up. People will voluntarily give up certain rights in trading for security. The problem with that is if you say that and make that the goal, who knows if it's really safe or if that safety improves, and who are we trying to protect, right? A lot of those things don't really get clarified from what I've been listening to and reading in these articles. Let me see. I'm going to play this one. This one's going to be a little more jazzy. Got to show both sides.
What?
Oops. I thought it was a video. It's just an article. Let's see.
What is this from? Why you call it jazzy? What's the source?
I thought it was a video, and it says local
oh.
activists want legislation to eliminate it. And I thought it was going to be a video.
No, stay with that. Leave things alone. I thought it. I mean, the people can't even fix the water. That you're not spending money on infra. You ever driven through Mississippi going to the other? I mean, not deep into it, but just some of the worst roads you're gonna run through. Yeah, some of the worst. It's obvious when you cross them state lines. I hope nobody.
Mississippi is one of those places I try to avoid.
Yeah,
I try to avoid too. We've driven through it to get to Florida.
Yeah,
but that's it. The other thing is, this is me, right? I don't want to get political.
A little late.
You just spent 20 minutes.
That's not political. That's news, right? That's me commenting. That's commentary. Political is me taking a stance in as far as rule and rights, right? What I've always questioned about the politics coming from the places like Mississippi is one of the things you hear is they are for limited government, right? We hear that all the time. Mm-hmm. When I say them, the people that are proposing this is a conservative bill. Why is the government limited in all the rhetoric except for when it comes to policing and other groups of people, right? Like that's a thing that I just don't understand. I don't understand the language about keep the government short, but then let's get as much government for these people as possible. I don't get it.
That's that whole back. They mean limited federal government. They mean limited federal intervention, telling them what to do. Probably a hold back from, the Civil War losses and being brought kicking and screaming into the United States. They want to still have their autonomy to be heavy-handed in government and how they manage people in that state, mainly black and brown people, not the majority.
We cut to an office. We cut to an office meeting with all the employees on this floor. Hey, okay, everybody. Thank you for taking the time. I just want to have a quick announcement I want to make. I know that we've received a bunch of complaints about lunches being taken from the community kitchen. People would put their lunch in there and someone else would eat it. And there's been a few recommendations, having locked lockers in there, or having video cameras or something, but I think we found the perfect solution. We've gone ahead and brought in trained honey badgers who can sniff out someone with malicious intent. So those are going to be in the break room, in the community kitchen. And you're fine as long as you're not looking to do anything wrong. If there's a gleam in your eye that you're about to do something like steal someone's lunch, then they will attack. But as long as you're going about your business and not causing any trouble, you should be fine.
What we know about honey badgers, if I can, what we know about honey badgers is that they're pretty vicious creatures. So
very much so. Honey badgers are known for their ferociousness, and also they're very stubborn. Once they start attacking, it's very hard to get them to stop. So I highly advise everyone to not do anything that looks malicious. All right, great. All right, let's go ahead and get back to work. Let's get numbers.
Wait. One question before we leave. Today is Bring Your Kid to Work Day, and my daughter is not really the best listener. I don't want this honey badger to attack my daughter. There's got to be some kind of exception.
The honey badgers don't make exceptions, but no one here wants to see your daughter attacked, of course. So I would just say keep an eye on her, because we also don't want to see her steal any lunches. Am I right, people? Am I right? Like you wouldn't want to see that.
Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you tell us about this yesterday so we could prepare? You brought these honey badgers in here at 10:15. We've already put our lunches in the refrigerator. I mean, you didn't even give us a choice. What if I don't want to have my lunch in there? I don't want to go through the honey badger security system.
Well, Susan, are you looking to do something bad in there? Are you looking to break some rules?
No, but I also haven't seen any studies that they're trained honey badgers who can pick out your malintent by the gleam in your eye.
We spent a lot of money making sure that these were trained honey badgers, and they have assured us, they've given us a guarantee. If one attacks someone that turns out to be a mistake, there's a warranty on that honey badger, will be reimbursed. So there's really nothing to worry about in case there is any sort of misunderstandings. But I just wanted to let everybody know that we have not money was no object when it came to the security and safety of your community kitchen.
We cut to another meeting he's having with the procurement manager. Okay, what I'm saying is that we went the cheap route and we got these honey badgers from Mississippi. All right. What we just learned is that there may be some defects with this batch of security honey badgers. You know, Mississippi doesn't do things the way everyone does it. We got rid of the federal regulation about how we monitor security. All I'm saying is we got a major problem on our hands, but I saved the company a lot of money. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's great. First and foremost, I love that you saved the company money. The board's going to love that. And I really think that, I don't know, I got a good feeling about these honey badgers. You know, you saw them, right? Like none of them really looked like they were going to cause any issues. I think this is more of a wait and see type of situation. I think unless someone can prove that a person who was attacked did not have malicious intent, I think we can trust the honey badgers on this.
I just feel like this could be a major lawsuit.
We cut to outside the lunchroom. Oh my God, Amici, just hold on. We're gonna stop the bleeding. Oh God, here he is, Antoine.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What happened here?
Do you see, Amici? His leg is nearly gnarled off.
Uh-oh. Amici, what were you doing?
I was just trying to get my lunch out of the fridge.
Look. Oh, really? And what happened?
Yeah. and I got swarmed by a bunch of honey badgers.
What was the look in your eye? That's what it really comes down to. I told you, you're trained on the gleam in your eye of malicious intent. What was your eye doing?
I mean, I was intending to eat my lunch really quickly, and that was it.
If you're not going to be honest with me, there's nothing I can do with me. Jesus, we don't even have first aid kits here. We had to strip a lot of the supplies in order to afford these honey badgers. Maybe we can wrap some keyboards around your leg or something. I think that would work.
I gotta get Antoine. You can't even solve this problem. I gotta get to my lunch, man. In addition to the food, I got my insulin in there. I need to get my my insulin out. Now I'm not walking through those honey badgers.
Look. Tell you what, I will go.
Yeah,
I trust these honey badgers. I'm a man who stands by his team. I will go and get that insulin for you. I just need to announce my intentions as soon as I walk into the room. It's as simple as that. All right. What does it look like?
It's in a purple lunch kit. It's soft.
Boom. All right, cool. Got it. All right, honey badgers. I am here to retrieve Susan's insulin in a purple case. She has given me permission. She is right there. You can see her through the door. I'm going to make my way to the refrigerator to get it.
They circle around him.
I appreciate the attention, but trust me, there is no issue here. It's going to open the door. Uh-oh. There's 3 purple bags in here.
Moving close.
There are 3 purple bags in the hold on, wait.
But your intention was pure. We're not picking you because you picked the wrong. See?
They picked you because you were confused.
You were confused.
And they hate you.
Badges on a train.
They mistake confusion for ill intent. They're just so fucked up. Honey badgers, they just eat.
Holy
that's how it would go. Yep. That's how all that when you try to solve the tough on crime by being criminally tough, I guess.
Yeah, even more aggressive force.
It's like, what are we doing here, man?
Oh man.
Yeah, probably have a lot to talk about though. You know,
if they pass that bill, do you feel like? And I mean, what I want to say, would you judge anyone there that continues to stay there? But I know that's not a good question. If they pass that bill, how would you feel about the people that have to live that can't live or relocate, or that just live there, right? Like that's a huge thing when you change the laws to allow for something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's further. Oh, I'll keep talking. Somebody else. Go ahead.
Talk.
Lay it out.
No, I'm just.
I need to play full body frequencies message again.
Yes.
No, I think it's sad because that's how the people in those areas don't even have a say about what they're proposing because people have changed laws. The voter disenfranchisement, you know, making it more difficult to vote, closing down voting locations, and you can't even. You've been to the post office, you can't even there's no drop off your mail anymore. You got to get out. And how many people with difficulties getting in and out of their cars? It just limited everything so much so that now they're in the position to be in the House and the Senate to make these type of decisions because they've disenfranchised people from voting. And that's the game. That's the whole game. That's how they're by they, I mean the power structure, the status quo in the United States that doesn't want to invite inclusion of Black and brown voices and a presence in this country. That's how they're waging that war to maintain their power.
Here's my political ignorance. If someone is voted into a seat, can they be voted out of that seat?
Yep, of course
How?
they can.
The next election, when you vote for a new.
No, I meant before then.
Oh no! You got to run the course.
You got to run the political course. Yeah,
you got to run the course.
And if you're appointed, there is no voting out, which is what they're trying to do with that extended capital team. We get to pick who we want to run this, tough on crime, statewide, task force.
And there's nothing you all can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
At all.
So if that person is terrible at their job, they were appointed to do, that's not democracy.
This has been the Can't Tell Nothing Show. We're going to go ahead and go on now. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. It's Carol Marina. Oh, for stopping by, saying hi. I appreciate it. I'd love to see it. You can catch your show every first and third Tuesday of each month at about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll see you.
And whoever drew that Mississippi bill don't like Black people.
Now you said.